Hi book lovers, I am Hina aka the Crazy Cat Writer and I'm back with another bookish video. Today I'll be telling you about 5 bookish websites that every book reader must know. But first, let me take a sip of my iced tea. I honestly believe that to be a good writer, you have to be a reader first. I mean, how can you write books if you don't like reading them? I am a published author and I'm working on another 3 or 4 books, but that really doesn't deter me from reading because reading is still the most important thing for me in my life. And since we live in an age where online world and websites are basically a norm, I really think that everyone who loves reading books should know about these 5 websites. And these 5 websites are, the first website on my list is Goodreads. I mean, where will I be if I wouldn't have joined Goodreads in 2014? Goodreads was the starting for me. Goodreads provided me a place where I knew that my love for book is actually a legit thing. I actually met a lot of good people. I made a lot of good friends, and I mean, Goodreads, guys. If you are not on Goodreads and if you're a book reader, then I really don't know what to say to you. You really need to join Goodreads. How Wikipedia describes Goodreads is, Goodreads is a social cataloging website that allows individuals to search free reads database of books, annotations, and reviews. Users can sign up and register books to generate library catalogs and reading lists. They can also create their own groups of book suggestions, surveys, polls, blogs, and discussions, etc. Okay, so this is what Wikipedia has to say about Goodreads, but Goodreads is so much more. If you want, I'll just show it to you. Just look at that. That is my currently reading list. So whenever you start a book, you can put it there. You can search the book, you can mark it currently reading, or you can just search for older books that you've read and you can mark them read, and then you can add your review and add a rating at least, So it's a good way of keeping track of what you've read, what you are reading, and most important of all, what you want to read. This is Goodreads. This is my Goodreads author page. You can actually interact with a lot of authors. There are actually possibility of your favorite authors replying to you there directly, so you have to be there. Plus, my own book club, which was actually a Goodreads group initially, has more than 800 plus readers, and we read so much there. So you can just go to Goodreads if you're already on Goodreads, or you can just sign up to Goodreads, and it's actually pretty easy. It's like Facebook for book readers, or Twitter for book readers, or both of them combined for book readers. It's just absolutely amazing, Okay, so you can find my group RMFAO there and you can join it. We talk a lot about books. Okay, anyway, so moving on, the second website on my list is Project Gutenberg. Project Gutenberg is such a boon, guys. They have so many books that are available in public domain that are free, absolutely free. You can just read them online, or you can just download them and read. I mean, you can get all the classic books there in public domain that are available in public domain there. So you just have to go to Project Gutenberg, search for your classic, and you can just download it. The best part about Project Gutenberg is it provides books in several formats. You can either read them online as an HTML document, or you can download them in EPUB, Kindle, or plain text format. It also gives you the option of if you want to download the book with images or without images, so that is an additional plus. This is what actually the website states. Project Gutenberg is a volunteer effort to digitize and archive cultural works to encourage the creation and distribution of ebooks, quote unquote. It was founded in 1971 by American writer Michael S. Hart and is the oldest digital library. Most of the items in its collection are the full texts of public domain books. It has almost 62,027 books, I'm pretty sure there are more, but that's how much it shows on Google. Anyway, so this is Project Gutenberg for you, and it's amazing. I've read so many books from Project Gutenberg. They also have an app that I have on my phone which looks like this, and it's called Guten Books or Gute Books. Yeah, so that's there. Okay, anyway, moving on, the third website on my list is LibriVox. Of course, LibriVox is basically Gutenberg but in the audio format. So you can get tons and tons and tons of public domain classics as audiobooks. Now these audiobooks have been recorded by volunteers, and you can also volunteer there. And I'm planning to volunteer there because I love the concept, and I have read so many audiobooks there that I really want to contribute from my side by volunteering to read an audiobook there. So I'm gonna do that. Meanwhile, you can always go to LibriVox and download books from there. And the best part is they have this amazing app, LibriVox app, which you can have it on which you can download on your phone, and you can search the books there and you can just start listening, and the audio player of the app is just so amazing, So that is LibriVox for you. Okay, the next website on my list is, any guesses? NetGalley. NetGalley is the place to be if you love reading new releases. I mean, what is better than reading a book before it even releases? The galley proofs of the books. But you have to be consistent, you have to create a good profile, and you have to have a good ratio of the books that you've already requested or you've been approved for to those of whose reviews you've posted. Now this is not particularly for all book readers, because this is only for those readers who review books. So you have to keep that in mind. If you review books, then NetGalley is the place for you. If you do not, then you should seriously consider doing it, because reviews mean a lot to authors, and if you enjoy some book, then you should definitely post a review of it. Being an author myself, I highly promote reviewing books, because that's how you get the word out, that's how you let others know whether or not the book is good. Otherwise, how will someone know if the book is good or not? Don't tell me you do not read reviews before buying books. So you should always make sure to review books and help the authors that way. Okay, anyway, moving on, the last website on my list of 5 bookish websites that every book reader should know is Audible. How can I forget Audible? How can I leave it out? Okay, so Audible is basically Amazon for audiobooks. I think that explains everything there is to it. I like Audible because you can download the app and then you can directly listen to your purchases there. Their player is obviously very good, and for expense, and audiobooks are crazily expensive in India, so you do need a good audiobook player for it. So Audible's audio player is very good. That's why I recommend downloading its app as well. So these are the 5 websites that every book reader should know, must know, need to know. Okay, so that was it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you found this video useful in some or the other way. Thanks a lot for watching. See you all next time. Bye.